Well, when I first started doing this little technique, I was getting a bite every cast, but it seems to have dried up. So either they've got wary of me or just not feeding anymore, which might be something to do with the bright sunshine, I suppose. Although, because I'm now letting this go to the bottom, that's about 10 foot plus down there. Oh, this feels a bit better. In fact, it's having a little go. And I think it's our target species. It's the perchy. I don't want him to drop off. I don't think it needs the net, but I really don't want to lose him, so. Right. Well, that's good. Be careful there's no one behind me here. Yeah, it's perch. It's quite pale actually. I had to look twice at it to see if it was a perch. But it is. And it's nicely hooked just in the top lip. Let's get all the weed off here, shall we? There we go. You're going to put your foot. Oh, geez, got more weed on you now. Oh, Jesus. You're going to put your fin up for the camera. Good morning again, folks. I'm out again twice in 1 week. Don't usually do that, but after a very tough session on Monday, I had quite a lot of maggots left because I didn't stay there anywhere near as long as I expected to. So I've come out again Thursday today, and hoping to take advantage of the fact that it's likely to be overcast up until about midday, when it's going to get a bit hot. Anyway, I've come to Offord Cluny, as you can probably tell because there's a train going past. Yeah, I've come to Offord Cluny, and the idea was to fish what they call the top stream, which is like a bit like a canal to look at, to be honest. Unfortunately, when I got here, the car park pool, which is a large sort of open pool area, absolutely covered in, I don't know if it's duckweed, pondweed, I never know the difference. And there's an awful lot of it on this top stream here. The spot I was going to fish, there's just too much pondweed, and even if I tried dredging it in with my landing net, I couldn't reach right to the extent of it. So I'm fishing a different spot, actually quite close to the weir. There's a weir just sort of literally a few yards downstream from here, which isn't a weir at the moment because there's nothing flowing over it. It's more like a sluice really. But everything is pretty weeded up, as you can probably see behind me. But there's been a lot of fish topping. It's a very deep channel. It's probably a good 10 foot plus deep, but there's a lot of weed on the bottom. So I've set the float up about a foot or two off the bottom, and I'm here hoping for perch. It runs a bit hot and cold, this, for perch. I've been here on some days and had quite a good day with perch, other days haven't got a bite. But I did catch my PB perch here. I'm not much of a perch fisher, so the PB isn't enormous, but it was £1.14, which for me was a pretty impressive perch. So, but whether we'll get anything today remains to be seen. As I say, I just wanted to use the maggots up. I brought some hemp and some corn as well, if there are any roach around. I'm fishing over quite a bit of pondweed here, and yeah, but at least I'd be able to reach the fish with the landing net if it comes to that. So we'll see how we go, shall we? Right, I'm all set up, all tackled up, so let's get started. Okay, we're ready to go. Very compact little sitting position here, not much room to move, but I don't usually fish here. I usually fish about 10 yards down there. But if you look down there, you'll see the extent of that pondweed, whereas here there's a little bit of free space there. You can see there's small fish sort of topping, and there were some bigger plops earlier on. So we'll see what happens. I've got my Gray's Prodigy TX float rod, preloaded waggler with a couple of shot on. I've got one shot up the top, and I've got another one down just above the hook length. The hook length is one I tied with Supplex, a 3.8 pound Supplex and a 16-eyed hook. The main line's 6 pounds. The reel is basically a rebadged Rapidex. It was marketed by Allcox before Rapidex started selling reels under their own name. But if you look at it compared with a Rapidex, it's identical. So that's what we've got. Good start, line caught up. Yeah, I want to use up the maggots. It's going to be very hot again next week, I think. So whether I go out next week remains to be seen. So I thought I'd come out today. The last couple of days after the sweltering event on Monday, which nearly finished me off, the last couple of days it's been quite overcast up until at least midday, and then the cloud cover has burnt off and it's got very warm, and that I think is what's going to happen today. I don't know what's going to happen here. You can see how deep it is. I'm not actually on the bottom. I'm about 2 foot off the bottom, maybe 18 inch off the bottom. A lot of weed on the bottom. So there's a little bit of flow in the middle, as you can see. But, oh, something's taken that on the way down straight away. There's probably a lot of bleak and small fish in here. Yeah, you can see they're taking it on the way down. But if it gets down there, maybe we'll pick up a perch. I think they're just tiddlies, aren't they? Yeah. Well, I say tiddlies. That's not tiddly, is it? That's quite a decent roach. Oh well, we won't moan about that. Oh, it's me saying they were tiddlies. You're not a tiddly, are you? Oh, there we go. I'm not sure about all this pondweed. Oh yeah, you've just fallen through it, which is hardly surprising really. Oh, well, that's quite a good start. It's really quite pleasant at the moment. When I got here, I drove in the car park at 8 o'clock and the external temperature reading in the car was 18 degrees, so really quite nice. But as I say, it's going to get hot later, and I'm actually forecasting something around 24 degrees, so I've got corn with me as well, and hemp. I may throw a bit of hemp in if there are roach here. It's in my bag at the moment. I'll get it out and perhaps interest the roach. And some corn, may even pick up better ones. See something getting that straight away. So there's a fish in here. Whether we get our target perch is another matter. I think that's caught on something. I think I've got that a bit overshotted. Let's put a smaller shot on the bottom or a smaller shot on the top. Oh no, that's a fish. Oh Jesus, that is really battling. And that is my perch. Oh, this is promising. Can't see it for pondweed at the moment. God, Jesus. God. Now I'm covered in pondweed. He swallowed it. Let's get the disgorger out. Let's get you in the other hand because I'm much better with this hand. Oh, there we go. Yeah, little perch. I put don't know if that was the whether the shot was, whether the float was overshotted or whether that was. I'll try another cast. It's got itself anchored on the pondweed, which probably isn't a bad thing actually. Oh, didn't even see a bite with that one. That is, I think, an absolutely minuscule chub. Another little roach. Oh, got another roach, very small, but it's an improvement on bleak. Unfortunately, they're all taking it down. Actually, that might be a rudd. I think it is a rudd, isn't it? Yep. First rudd. Not very big, but it's good that they're there. Well, I've just had a half decent perch. There was a guy stopped to chat to me, so I didn't have the camera on, so you didn't see it landed, but it's the best fish so far. So they're down there. There we go. Covered in pondweed. Where there's small ones, there may be bigger ones. So don't like throwing them in, but I've got a choice here really. Yeah, I didn't have the camera on because the guy was chatting to me and the float went under, and I didn't want to sort of start talking to the camera while he was talking to me. But yeah, that's promising though. What I did that time was I just let the float anchor itself against the pondweed and just let it rest there. So we'll try that again and see if that works again. Yeah, sorry you missed it, but just circumstances. I've just stung myself now on nettles. Right, let's try doing that again, shall we? chatting to the bailiff for a while earlier, and apparently even the mill stream now is all clogged up at the top. Jesus, almighty great swoosh down there. Was that a big perch or a pike? Something went for something down there. God, jeez. There's a lot of pike in here, so it could have been a pike. If it was a big perch, that's encouraging. But it's probably after small fish rather than maggots. Yeah, I just sort of let the float anchor itself to the edge of this pondweed. Just let it rest there, you know, and it went away and there was that perch on. We'll try that again. Just let it rest. I don't think that's a perch, is it? What's that? It's a good bite. I think that's a mini chub. It's a mini chub, folks. Yeah, it's definitely a mini chub. They give you good bites, chub, don't they? Let's hope this pike thing isn't down there. Small chub, there may be big chub of course, but it's not a spot I would normally fish for chub. Oh, I did see something. I thought I saw something down by my feet earlier. And I think it's a shrew. I'm not sure. Got a sort of long pointed nose. It just popped out. I thought I saw something run down by my feet. I thought I was imagining things. Ah, is that a snake? I said I could see something under the weed here. It's now swimming across the river. I think it's a snake. Blimey, wildlife bonanza. Snake swimming across. And a little... Oh. Whatever it was has just got taken by something big. Oh, gee. It's all happening here, folks. I saw something swimming under this pondweed here and I couldn't work out if it was a little fish or not. I think it was a small snake, or perhaps a slow worm or something, I don't know. But it swam over there and something took it. Well, it's all happening except the fish at the moment. Well, I've just googled it and it is a shrew. So that's what my little friend is that's running around my feet. It was weird, earlier on I thought I saw something move and I thought, well, they're very fast. It just stuck its nose out a little while ago and I could see it clearly, but it didn't stay long. It soon retreated. I think this flow's increasing a bit. Come on. I'm sure that was a bite. Yeah, I don't think I'll get a picture of the shrew. It's too timid. See, I thought that was a snake out there. It isn't, is it? It's a fish. It's in some sort of distress. I think yeah, it's a fish. Something went for it, but obviously didn't get it. God, dear. float keeps going under. I don't know if it's catching the bottom in the... Yeah, it's a little fish, isn't it? I don't know if it's one I caught earlier that's used the disgorger on. Perhaps it's... Whatever went for it, never got it. Oh, got it that time though. Jesus. I think this is a big perch, you know. I don't think it was a pike. God, blimey. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, there's something big down there. It's probably spooking all the small fish. They don't take my small fish when I'm reeling in. Not sure I've got the tackle on to handle whatever that is. Oh, a little perchy. Oh, mustn't drop him. It's so difficult to pick up when I drop him here, so I haven't got room to move here. Get the hook out. It's sort of twisted in his... There we go. Leg's gone to sleep. Have to get up. Well, it's gone very quiet after that big splash when whatever that was, a pike or big perch, took that little fish. Gone very quiet indeed. Sent warning signals to everything, I think. Got something there. Another small roach.
There goes it, my old friend. Right. In a nice clear spot.
Well, it's the clearest spot I could find, put it that way.
Yeah, it's pretty grim at the moment, isn't it?
It's more than grim, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's
Just going through the procedure now, we're getting something done.
Yeah, it's well, we just need some rain, don't we?
Yeah.
It's
Not too good. Never mind, we'll battle on, see how we get on from here.
try something a bit different. What worked for me once here, it sounds a bit odd, was a free lining approach. Just letting the bait drop sort of naturally now. I've got the float attached to a little sliding bead. Now I'll have to obviously leave that on the line so it won't be quite natural, but I'll just check where this depth is if I want to go back to the float. So it's, where is it? It's sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. So I may take the float off and just give it a try. I'll leave the bottom shot on. I'll take the top shot off. So what I've basically got now is almost a free line. I couldn't move the little bead any further down than the knot between the hook length and the main line, but I've left this shot on the bottom. As I say, this worked for me once before, but it was a bit easier then because I didn't have a pile of duckweed in front of me. So just let it sink and sort of feel the line. Oh, something on. Oh, that's amazing. This is quite a good fish, I think. I don't think I need the net, but just want to be sure. Oh, that worked, but I sort of felt a tug on the line, but it didn't develop, so I didn't do anything. But it had obviously hooked itself. Gosh, it's quite a nice roach. Let's tighten this line up a bit. There we go. Only small stuff, but at least something. Yeah, quite nice. Yeah, have to. Or another small roach on the free lining, sort of semi-free lining method. Yeah, oh, is that a rudd? I think it's a rudd, isn't it? Yeah, I'm hitting it now as soon as I feel the first touch, rather than leaving it. I'm still swallowing it a bit. Well, it's 11:30. At this rate I may not start you much past midday because the heat is starting to build very quickly now. As I say, I've only got a short walk back to the car, so it's nothing like on Monday. But even so. It's an elderly couple just went past, and the guy, if he asked if he could ask me a question, I said, yeah, of course you can. He wanted to know what magnet fishing was. So I quickly explained what it was and that it wasn't something that anglers approved of. Well, when I first started doing this little technique, I was getting a bite every cast, but it seems to have dried up. So either they've got wary of me or just not feeding anymore, which might be something to do with the bright sunshine, I suppose. Although, because I'm now letting this go to the bottom, that's about 10 foot plus down there. Oh, this feels a bit better. In fact, it's having a little go. And I think it's our target species. It's the perchy. I don't want him to drop off. I don't think it needs the net, but I really don't want to lose him, so. Right. Well, that's good. Be careful there's no one behind me here. Yeah, it's perch. It's quite pale actually. I had to look twice there to see if it was a perch. But it is. And it's nicely hooked just in the top lip. Let's get all the weed off here, shall we? There we go. You're going to put your foot. Oh, Ah, geez, got more weed on you now. Ah, Jesus. Right, you go put your fin up for the camera. Yeah, not big, but he, like all perch, he gave me a bit of a go. I'm not going to stay much after midday, I don't think, so I'm going to start introducing these maggots a bit more generously. It's going to get very warm. I don't want to take the maggots back home again. They're wriggling like good ones in the sunshine. There are some big perch in this stream, this top stream. But they're probably quite wary creatures. Just stretching my legs a bit, and I've come a bit further along the stream, and this is a fishable spot. Looks quite good actually. I didn't come this far before. I may have stopped here if not. Oh, if I had done, I mean. Yeah. No, there isn't as much flow here as there is where I am. Anyway, we've done all right down there. I mean, say I didn't expect anything spectacular today, to be honest. There's always a chance for a decent perch, but so far that hasn't happened. Although something big is in the swim, and it's shown its presence a couple of times. Yeah, just stretching my legs, going to sleep. Trouble is, I'm sitting in a very awkward spot. I'm having to have my legs tucked up tight because there's no room to stretch them in front of me. They get a bit crampy after a while. I usually fish just here, but really sad today. Obviously people have been dredging this stuff out, the look of it on the side there, but it just keeps coming back. It's only the fact there's a bit of flow down the middle that the whole thing isn't covered, to be honest. Although the flow seems to have stopped at this moment. Looking at that pondweed in the middle, or duckweed in the middle, it's not moving. Yeah, it's a little bit of a tight spot this. So you get a chair in and you can't stretch your legs out, it's a bit restrictive. That's the time, it's just come up to midday. Yeah, I'm not going to stay much longer, it's getting far too hot for me. The idea was to catch a few hours before the heat built up. And I think we've done that. I haven't seen my little shrew again. I obviously decided to keep quiet. Still, great to see it. I think I messed up my GoPro then. I think I turned it off when I meant to turn it on, so you may have missed a bit of that, but they always feel a lot bigger than they are, these perch. What's happened here? Oh no, he's still hooked. It's a little bit down in the mouth there. Probably get that easier with the, I'll change hands, I'll probably get that easier with the forceps. It's just inside. There we go. Yeah, I nearly lost him. Let's put the net here, just in case we lose him. Alright, is he going to be spiky and show us his spikies? Nah, meanie. Oh well, I think it's about the 4th perch, I think. It's just gone 12:15. I'm starting to get very, very hot again. And I haven't had a touch for quite a while now, so I'll get one more cast and then I'm probably going to start packing up. I only plan to stay for a few hours today, basically before the sun got too hot. Well, it's certainly got too hot now, so it's probably not done the fishing any good either, this bright sunshine. Although this is deep water, so possibly doesn't affect the fishing quite as much. Yeah, I'll give this 5 minutes or so, this cast, and there's a little bird keeps flying from one side to the other. Some form of warbler, I think, in the reeds. Moves too fast, really, to identify it. Yeah, I think this was probably a good choice of spot today, or a good choice of stream. It's got a bit of flow, there's a bit of movement. And say, looking at the car park pool, that's just completely covered. And apparently the mill stream now isn't looking too clever either, which you can normally bank on a bit of flow through the mill stream. No, I think they've gone to sleep. Well, they just fed up, they don't want to eat anymore. Haven't had a touch for a while now. So I may call it a day, folks. But it's been a good few hours, I've enjoyed it. Sort of fairly mixed species, really. Roach, rudd, perch, bleak. Yeah, and little chub. Did I say chub? Can't remember. No, I'm not getting any touches. I was getting touches quite regularly before, but it's not happening now. So I think I may call it and make my way back before I start getting overheated. Nah, I don't think it's going to happen, so I think we'll call it and accept what we've had. I think it hasn't been too bad, really, especially the first couple of hours or so before the sun broke through. It was quite pleasant, really. Well, that's it, folks. I'd only planned for a few hours and I was starting to get very warm and I didn't want to repeat performance of last Monday or this Monday just gone, really. Yeah, by the way, thank you for those of you in the comments who sort of wish me well after my struggle to get back to the car. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, I really overdid it on that day and I didn't want to do that again today, although I've only got about 5 minutes to walk to the car, so it's not so much as a problem today. Yeah, it wasn't a bad few hours, really. I started catching fish straight away, caught a few roach, which I didn't expect. I was hoping to get perch, but I did get a few perch in the end, nothing really big. but there was something big lurking in the swim. It was probably a pike actually. There was something on the surface. I thought it was a small fish swimming around. I don't know if it was injured or what, but it made its way to the other bank, and I thought at that point it might be a snake, because I could just see a little sort of projection out of the water. That's how the snakes tend to swim, but I couldn't see any tail or anything, so I didn't really know. But as it got to the other side, there was an almighty great splash, and I thought, well, whatever it was, it's now been eaten. But then surprisingly, a little while afterwards, it was still there, and it swam back towards me. And this time, as it approached the duckweed, there was an almighty great splash, and this time it didn't survive, it went. So I assume it was a pike, and if there was a pike down there, that was probably affecting my fishing. That's why sort of the fishing went on and off a bit, I suppose. But as I say, I caught a few perch, they were nice, a few rudd, a few very small chub, little fingerling chub. Yeah, it was good fun really. But I really didn't want to stay too long today, so I'm packing up. It's just about 12:30, probably just gone 12:30 really. Yeah, so I started about 8:30, so about 4 hours. That's not bad really in these conditions, and the conditions are really bad. There's been a few people walking past, anglers, but anglers who weren't fishing, saying how bad it was and couldn't find anywhere to fish, and you know, God, this weather, it's just well, it's unbelievable really. Anyway, thanks for watching as always. Thanks for the likes, and thank you once again to the viewers. I carried on getting quite a high viewer count on that last video. Yeah, my viewer count has certainly increased quite noticeably over the last 3 or 4 videos, so thanks to everyone, and thanks to the new subscribers, and obviously all the existing subscribers that stick with me, and especially those people who comment on a regular basis. I like the exchanges we have, so thanks for that, much appreciated. Anyway, enough rattling on. All packed up, ready just to pick up the gear and walk back to the car. So yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it? I was sitting there frying, and there's really quite a lot of cloud cover come over now, but it's still quite warm. It's really quite warm. Yeah, so until the next time, bye for now, and cheers.